Yo, guys, welcome back to the Football Den. It's the new season 2021, and we are pumped. We are pumped to show you what we have in store for you. And let's just get right into it. This video is about the FPL Game Week 1 draft. And we have a new person actually here on with us. We have Kesar here replacing Amber for I don't know how long, but he's here to stay from what I've heard. And I'm very excited to have the more fun brother on board with us. And Kesar, why don't you take it from here?
Thank you, Karan. Good to be here. Good to be with you guys. And the reason why I'm here, just so that all our viewers know, is because I've actually won our mini league last year. So I come with some backed victories. I just want to put it on the table, and let's move. Let's dig into it. Let's start with my team straight away.
Sure. Let's do that. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So let me just take you through my goalkeeper first. Goalkeeper choice is Sanchez, as is almost everyone else's. The reason there is that I don't really want to spend a lot of money on the goalkeeper because the ceiling is not very high. Anyways, they only get in like points if they get a clean sheet or they have enough saves. So the ceiling is not really high. I don't want to spend too much money, and then the 1 million that I can save on a goalkeeper, I can really spend well on the rest of my team. I've gone with two premium defenders in Trent and Robertson. I think the reason why I've done this is the opening fixtures, the 6-7 fixtures for Liverpool are quite relatively easy. And plus, I don't really look at them as defenders per se. I look at them as sort of like my midfielders. So in 7 million, what kind of midfielders can you get? Some good, some not so good. Instead of that, I thought I'll invest that money into my defense. Plus, also that lets me move to a Chelsea or a City defender easily. I can get rid of Robertson for a Cancelo or a Diaz who's more nailed on. Shaw and Digne, obviously the opening fixtures are relatively easy. Plus, I think it's always easier to get more defenders at that price point than to get attackers and midfielders. So, Digne, obviously, we spent a minute there. His opening fixtures are amazing. With the new manager, Benitez, I think he's been with Liverpool before, so I sort of know what you can expect from him. He's been with Chelsea as well in EPL, so he's quite defensive generally. Even with Real, he was fucking defensive. So I mean, he's got to be defensive with a team like that. Moving into midfield, I've got two premiums. I think most of the people have probably done that. You're gonna sort of have to manage not more than two premiums in your team.
So both your premiums come in the midfield, no premiums in the striker position, right? I think that's been the general tone of FPL this season. All the template squads look very similar to what you have created here, and
there's a reason actually why I've done that. The reason is that I want to play it safe initially and have a team that doesn't slack off from the rest of the players in the game. So I don't want to have like a lot of differentials or a template that is too exciting initially. Just I want to sort of stay with everyone and then initially start taking punts and make a team according to sort of see who's in form, who's not in form, and take that call. So I've gone with Salah. Obviously, he's the king of FPL. But after that, I've gone with Bruno. This time, the reason I've gone for Bruno is because obviously the first week, the defender for Leeds is a couple of them are out injured, so there's a good high ceiling there. But the thing is with Bruno, my plan is to keep moving to KDB Bruno according to the fixture. So the game week 2, I aim to move to KDB. If he's playing, he's fit. I see that City's playing well. Now, obviously, if they get Kane, then there's no question. Only I'll get KDB. Rafinha, I think, is really, really underpriced over the season. He can do really, really well. So that's why I've got Rafinha. And plus in that price point, 6.5, there's probably Buendia. If I'm not, I don't know if I'm saying that.
Buendia, yeah.
So I don't trust him. I generally don't trust a lot of people who are playing for their first season. Now, having said that, I've obviously got Tony as my attacker. But like I said, I'm playing it safe initially because he has so much ownership already. That's why I've got him. I am going with Watkins for the first 3 game weeks, and I'll probably look to change. In my attacker, other one is Antonio. Now that some may say, okay, that's a little differential, maybe a little punt, but I think when he's fit, he is always firing. You can't deny that fact. And the thing is, initially, there's not too many games till, I mean, Europa League or whatever league they are in, they start playing. So initially, I'll probably see how he's playing. And also the money factor comes in. Like, even if I save a little bit of money there's I can't think of a better midfielder or a defender for me. My defense looks really strong to me.
For sure.
In fact, I'm a little concerned that I don't have DCL, but then it's okay. The concept of this team is that you make 2 moves and you can go to anyone you want.
Fair. That sounds good. But this again is just the first draft. A lot of things might change in this team, and we'll take it through the process. And moving on, let's go to the next team that we have here. Oh, it's my team. Okay. So Sanchez, I think that he's the keeper for most template squads, and he is a safe pick considering Brighton have done well defensively over the previous season, and that's probably one of the reasons why I've gone with him. I was considering bringing in Alexander-Arnold and Robertson, but I chose to stick with only TAA and not get Robertson. In fact, I opted for Diaz. He might play for me in the first game, I'm not so sure. And one reason that I didn't actually pick Digne like most people have is because there's a new manager coming in. I don't know what tactics he's going to employ at Everton, and a lot of things might change for the club and who plays, who doesn't play. I'm sure Digne is given in the playing 11, but I don't know if he's going to give the same attacking returns as he did last year. And if you look at my midfield, I have Salah. I think Salah, like Kesar said, he's the king of FPL. You can't ignore him. Surprisingly, I'm surprising myself actually by not picking Bruno in this first draft. I think that Havertz right now is fixture proof. I don't see him not scoring or not assisting in the games that he has, the first 6 fixtures at least. And he is a differential pick for me and for most players actually. I don't think a lot of people would have gone for Havertz, but this transfer comes with terms and condition applied. If Lukaku makes a move to Chelsea, then I will reconsider my decision on Havertz. Then you can see I have Mahrez. Mahrez has been brilliant in the preseason, and the last season actually, before the Champions League and other cup competitions started, he started 9 out of 11 games, which is pretty promising for a City player. I know Diaz is not going to miss a single game for City. Mahrez, on the other hand, starting 9 out of 11 games, coming in for the preseason, playing all the games of preseason for City, and scoring in 2 out of 3 if I'm not wrong. I think that's promising enough for me. Sarr is again differential. This team is, like Kesar said, that he had a differential 11 before we started recording. Actually, he said that he has a 11 for players who are completely differential. And right now, what I've gone with the first draft, I can see that a lot of these players are not in most template squads. Mahrez, okay, maybe. Sarr, okay. Jimenez, I don't think he's in anyone's radar at the moment. I think he'll start well. Wolves with a new manager. I saw a couple of pre-season games, highlights at least, and they look promising. Ivan Toney, again, I'm not so sure right now. He might move out for me if I see, say, a 6.5 or a 7.5 striker performing better in preseason than he is. And Watkins, now that Aston Villa has signed Ings, I am not so sure about him either. So there's going to be a lot of changes in the squad, but this is what it looks like right now. There is a high probability that I choose Diaz over White in the first game week though. What do you think?
Can we talk about why you got Havertz there and Jimenez a little more? Because that's very, very differential.
Sure.
I mean, with Havertz, let's hear your reasoning.
Sure. So Havertz, the previous season, at least towards the end, he pretty much played as the second striker for Chelsea. And you can see that Tuchel trusts him. So one, I know for a fact that he's gonna start most games, if not all, at least in the beginning, because they don't have any cup fixtures. Two, he's playing as a second striker, which will give returns of a striker, him being a midfielder. And yeah, those are basically the reasons why I went for Havertz over any other midfielder in that price bracket. And Jimenez, because I feel that he is a proven FPL asset, one, and two, since not a lot of people have their eyes on him, if he does perform, he's gonna be the player to watch out for everyone else. And already have him, so I hopefully I won't be wasting a transfer on that.
So looking at your team, I feel it's more set up in a way that you're not going to play your wild card for anytime soon.
Uh-huh.
Like that's the feeling I get, but
Uh-huh.
especially with Havertz and Jimenez, because obviously the first 4-5 fixtures for both of them, 4 fixtures are really really tough.
Yeah.
So
Also another reason
yeah,
I actually picked Havertz is because Havertz and Rafinha, they have favorable fixtures amongst themselves. So when Rafinha has a good fixture, maybe Havertz has a little more difficult fixture. So I can keep switching between the two of them.
how much is your trust in Sa?
Sar, not so much. I can always opt for a back four when I have to. I have Diaz. White might be dropped for someone more reliable. Let's see. I haven't really thought about that. I think I still have a little money in the bank. I might upgrade White to someone more trustable, but let's see.
Would Kufal come into your thinking?
Soufal, not really. West Ham, they haven't been performing very well defensively. I have seen the numbers, and they aren't predictable as a defense. They will give you clean sheets, but you really can't say when and against whom. It's not like they play the easier teams and give you a clean sheet, and they don't against the more difficult opposition. It's just it's a stroke of luck for them. You never really know when they're really going to keep a clean sheet or concede goals. So Soufal at the moment is not in my plans.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think statistics clearly show, including Ben White as well, that Arsenal and teams like West Ham and Leicester, it's not that only against easy teams they keep a clean sheet. If you keep players like that and you want to play them, you got to play them for the entirety. You can't do in and out for them. You have to always play them, and then obviously hope that 2 out of 4 or whatever the ratio might be, they give you clean sheets. Well, yeah.
Absolutely. But Hare, should we move on to your team, or do you have any questions or anything to add to my team?
No, well, just Jimenez is a very dicey pick, I would say.
Definitely.
Because he had this partnership with
Jota.
Doherty, Jota, and who's the other guy, Traore. And last season it was missing, and then he went through a long injury also. So I don't know how he's going to come this season.
Yeah, I have just based this decision on what I've seen in the preseason games. I may be wrong, I may be right, but yeah, since this is the first draft, I don't mind keeping him in there just so that he is in my mind. Like I can't think about replacing him, but at least he's there.
It's a good price point anyway, and I think for all FPL fans and players out there, your team एक differential तो बनता है यार.
For sure.
खुद का एक favorite player तो डालना चाहिए.
इसमें काफी है, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, then moving on to Rohit's team.
Okay, so just like before we start, I think the most effort I've put is in naming my team, and then it goes to the keepers, defenders, and so on. Okay, so the keepers, I actually did some intense research. I took the 21st choice keepers, and I saw their fixtures. I rated them difficulty wise, and these two keepers had the best difficulty ratings, and I compared the last season points as well. So I think Bachmann and Krul, according to that, were this thing, but it's kind of a punt. I have a lot of differentials in the team, but for keepers 4.5 it's fine. They have easy fixtures which I can alternate them, so that's that. And I think my defense is a pretty template defense with both Trent and Robertson and Shaw. I have a differential defender in Pinnock. So he's the nailed centre back for Brentford, and he is also the target for most of their set pieces. So I might change my team later on, but this first draft was just like a crazy thing. I have to get rid of Fofana.
Mm-hmm. What I am more interested
Bruno,
in is why have you picked Foden? Okay, okay, maybe you didn't know at the point
yeah,
that
going to my midfield.
yeah, like
So get it here.
yeah. Grealish once Grealish, I mean, it's already a done transfer. So knowing that Grealish is going to be a part of that midfield, do you really think that Foden will get the same number of minutes that he got last season? And I think I'd actually bring that up even for Jota, considering that Firmino started their preseason games. I think I don't like. I know that if the top three, that is Salah, Mane, and Firmino, are fit, there is a lesser chance of Jota featuring in the 11 for Klopp than there is of him featuring. What do you think?
Okay, so first for Foden, see, he's been backed so heavily by Pep, and I feel if Pep is going to stand up to what he says, I feel this is a season to get him playing more regularly than he did last season.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a punt which I'm taking. There are better City assets, of course. If I'm not very sure about Bruno, so if I sell Bruno, I might go for KDB and then I'll chuck out Foden.
It's funny,
Star is a
it's funny
different.
how not a lot of
Sorry.
people are sure about Bruno, considering he gave the highest returns last season. I don't know why people are not
Yeah.
sure. Like, even I'm
So
not, but there is no particular reason to why
There
I'm
is,
not.
but there is. But there is. I mean,
yeah.
if you see, look at the statistics, the thing is, first of all, he's Penalto, number two. Number one in EPL and FPL. But the thing is, this calendar year, you can see his performances are not up to the mark where they've been in the last year. Even in the Euros, he's not performed well at all. No assists, no goals from him. He looks tired. I think the only reason why people have got him in initially, because people are obviously concerned that
If he does fire.
FOMO.
if he does this sort of this FOMO is there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just looking at that team first glance, I can see like, oh shit, I would never have Foden because first of all, you're trusting Pep. That is the last thing you do in FPL. That's what FPL has taught us. Second thing is Jota. I think Jota might be a very good shrewd move because initially he's played preseason games more than Bobby. Bobby's just come into the fold now. He's only played some 30-40 minutes, maybe even lesser yesterday. So there is a high chance that Jota might actually start maybe a couple of games. But then the thing is, you're looking, if you've got Jota in the team, suddenly you're like, after 2 game weeks, you need to be ready to move him out.
Fair.
Yeah.
It depends on your strategy if you're like going for an early wild card or whatever, because a lot of people do that initially. You were like, fuck, main sabko leke aaya, and no one's fucking playing or whatever. You get to know the dynamics, right? So looking at this team, obviously there's a lot of differentials in there, like in the midfield at least. But like my question is, why have we gone for Bruno and not Salah?
That's
Like,
very weird.
Yeah.
obviously, I can see why you've got Jota and there's no other place left. But like, if you've got to go for a premium, why not a Kane? Or I mean, I get it, Kane might not start, and where he starts is difficult to say right now. But why not like Salah or someone else?
Honestly, if I had to make two
Okay.
changes to this team, I'd just switch Jota for Greenwood and say Salah for Fernandez.
Not bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. I agree.
Okay, so first, like, I do want to get Salah, but the reason why I didn't get him is because he's a stock this thing. It's like a template team basically. If you get in Salah, so like originally when I've made this draft, I had a differential perspective in mind where. Because you see lots of players, like if you go the differential way, there's some players which will outperform in like 2-3 first few game weeks, and then they like slow off. So like you can sub them off later. So okay, so also I would like to tell that why I'm not sure about Bruno is not some different reasons compared to what Kesar said. So like my reasons for it mainly are because this season, like you said, he's Penaldo. So this season actually they've said soft tackles won't be awarded penalties as often. And the other thing is now with Sancho coming in, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of formation Ole is going with and where exactly Bruno plays.
Honestly,
he's going to continue playing that attacking role.
Honestly, the only formation change, like the only time a formation change would have occurred at United was if they would have signed a CDM. They haven't done that. I see them playing McFred again along with Bruno, with Pogba on the left because Rashford is injured. Nothing's gonna change with the way we play, at least structure wise. Varane coming in will probably push the defense a little higher, but I think we will still go for two defensive midfielders, and Bruno will keep the only attacking spot in the midfield. And also to your Salah reasoning, I just say one thing: like you don't go to battle without your sword, bro. That's the reason everyone.
Oh, that's a very good one.
Yeah.
And just for the viewers out there, Karan, stop saying we. It is Manchester United.
I keep forgetting, man. It's the first video. Ambar is V. Like he comes under Manchester United as well. But yeah, Kesar here is a Liverpool supporter, and we thought we'll add
No,
some.
but like I mean, so just like I would like to counter that. Ole said he's going to play a 4-3-3. So it's quite possible that in the midfield three he could play Bruno and Pogba with one of them moving forward.
I think as long as Rashford is injured, I see Pogba starting on the left, but we'll see about that. I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, it's a brave team. In the sense like I said, the different mentalities. You can clearly see that from our three teams. Mine is very template. Karan's is very mixture, and yours it's looking like clearly with one premium and a lot of differentials in there. Like I get the thinking that like maybe initially you want to just take advantage and then start moving players out.
Yeah.
No strategy is right or wrong in FPL. If whoever gets the most points is the winner.
Yep. So let's see what works. We will keep you updated on our future drafts. This is the first look at our teams, and there will be a few changes in all the teams, I'm hoping. And we'll see you on Sunday. We'll give you some content regarding defender picks and other picks that we think would be good for your team. So we'll see you on the next one.